There's not a lot of things to be happy about right now if you're a Giants fan, but there's one thing that you can look forward to. You see the thumbnail, you see the title. We're here to talk about Malik Nabers. Now, Malik Nabers was taken with a 6th overall pick by the New York Giants, and a lot of people questioning the pick. A lot of people said the Giants should have taken a quarterback. They needed to take a quarterback, and Malik Nabers, how is he going to play if he doesn't have a quarterback? Now, I'm not being more pro Daniel Jones. I'm being more pro Malik Nabers. This man is quarterback proof. Just look at the stats. Right now, Malik Nabers is 4th in receiving yards at the moment, and you would think with the quarterback that's not, letting the ball rip and throwing it all over the field for 300 yards a game, how can Malik Nabers be that guy right now? He's also tied 2nd in receptions overall, and he's getting targeted a lot. The Giants are featuring him a lot, and that's what you want to see out of your wide receiver. You want to see him incorporated into the game plan, and I think that's what truly separates Malik Nabers from the rookies in this class overall. But this is looking at it from an NFL landscape in general. Not only has Malik Nabers, proven that he should be a guy that's going to be counted on and, having a lot of receptions already, he does lead the league at number 1 in this stat, plus 20 yards receptions. Plus 20 yards. And this is a guy that hasn't caught over a 30-yard pass or anything. He hasn't caught, a long bomb or anything. This is yards after the catch. 108 of his yards compared to 193 is all after the catch, and that's what makes him dynamic, and that's why you wanted to see him taken at the number 6 overall pick. Now, some may argue it should have been a quarterback. Malik Nabers is like a Lamborghini on a trash team. It don't matter what it is, but all I know is Malik Nabers is something that the Giants haven't had in a very, very long time. Looking at what happened against the Commanders yesterday, the Commanders did, end up winning the game, but Malik Nabers was unguardable by any of their DBs, and they don't really have a household name on that side of the ball, especially at the DB position. But a lot of things you saw with Malik Nabers is just him making plays with the ball in his hands. 2 of them were little 2 5-yard hitches, and he turns around and bursts up the sideline for 15 to 20 yards. Malik Nabers has that ability once he has the ball in his hands, and it's just about getting it to him whenever you can. He did run a couple over routes, a couple different crossers, and, once again, if you give him open space, he's going to take it and make you pay. And I love to see that coming out of our young rookie wide receiver, especially considering what happened week 1. Daniel Jones didn't look like the best quarterback on the field, and he looked puzzled, but clearly the focus was get Malik the ball. Malik Nabers even got questioned after the game, and apparently Malik was saying that Brian Daboll was asking him, hey, what routes do you want to run? What plays do you want to run? Because this guy was on a heater. I'm so glad, and I spoke about it in the video yesterday. I'm so glad this touchdown ended up breaking through this past week, as in yesterday, because it's something with Daniel Jones and his new weapons. He's not able to find them in the end zone. I'm so glad we're already over that hurdle, and it looks like Malik Nabers is going to be just fine no matter who's behind the center. Whoever's under the center, it doesn't matter who it is. Malik Nabers is going to be a star in this league and a star for the New York Giants. And, with the way it's trending, not everything's about, what it's scaled out to be, because we don't know what the rest of the season is going to look like. But, he's on pace for over 1,500 yards receiving. And if he was to do that in his first year, I think he's for sure Offensive Rookie of the Year. But just speaking on what he's shown these past 2 games is truly that you have to feature him in, your play calling. You have to. He's a number 1 wide receiver. And the Giants haven't had someone like this since Odell Beckham. They've had individual performances that looks like they can maybe be the guy. Darius Slayton had his turn of that. Kadarius Toney once upon a time had his turn of that. Shout out to that guy. But Malik Nabers is showing that he's reliable. And I know a lot of people are going to harp on, even calling him reliable and seeing that drop. Listen, this guy got targeted 18 times yesterday. 18 times. It's unfortunate, and you really want to see him come down with that catch. And he was even hard on himself. On 4th and 3 with the game on the line, a dart by Daniel Jones, a good throw by Daniel Jones on the sideline, and he drops it. That's something that's out of his character. He's not going to do that, on a daily basis and on a game day basis. That's not something that Malik Nabers has struggled with. So I'm looking to see, hopefully he turns that tide over. And, once again, it's just an unfortunate play, but it doesn't, pull away from what he did in that game against the Commanders. Over 137 yards, over 130 yards, 10 receptions in one game. He was truly unstoppable, man. And I'm glad to see it, because I honestly questioned it myself. Is Malik Nabers ever going to have a game because Daniel Jones is his quarterback? Is he ever? If anything, it proved yesterday. It doesn't matter who's out there throwing the ball. If he got any open space, he'll be able to break down and shake off a DB like nothing. We've seen it on the comeback routes. We've seen it on the stop routes. And you have to respect his speed. At one point, he's going to be getting long balls as well. The deep ball is going to be there eventually. The quarterback just has to make those throws. They tried it with him a couple of times yesterday, and Daniel Jones was a little off target. I want to say the first one was probably his best chance to catch that deep ball, but overall, I still think eventually that's going to be in this game as well. Once upon a time, whether it's Daniel Jones or another quarterback at the helm, he's going to be a true wide receiver that's going to be able to run all the routes. And this is what I feel like separated him from the other guys like Marvin Harrison Jr. and even Rome Odunze, is his ability to become a runner with the ball. He's really shifty, he's really dynamic, and once again, the yak just shows it for itself. And even if you're looking at it right now, he might have the chance to win Offensive Rookie of the Year if it keeps up like this. No quarterback has been, blowing everybody else out the water right now. Jaden Daniels is probably the best rookie quarterback at the moment, with a couple of guys like Drake May not even playing, and Caleb Williams. I don't know if you guys watched Sunday night, but he didn't look too good. But looking at it, it is a quarterback-centered, award. But looking at it, the receiver position, and looking at Malik Nabers can, possibly do what Daniel Jones as a quarterback on a bad Giants team. He might be able to be Offensive Rookie of the Year if he keeps it up at this pace. Rome Odunze didn't look too hot yesterday as well. And I say all that to say that Malik Nabers was this type of candidate coming into the season, was this type of candidate coming into the draft. A lot of people had him high on his board. And even for us Giants fans, we just questioned it because we didn't know how he's going to get the ball. But he's going to get the ball. Malik Nabers is that guy. Going back to even the Hard Knocks episodes, talking about his conversations with Dayball, he was just straight up letting him know that he's a dog. And, he's going to be upset if they lose and if they don't get him the ball, because he is that type of receiver that if you're not giving me the ball, odds are I don't know if we're winning or not, because I'm the number one guy. I'm the number one featured player on this offense, and that's what it is right now. People forget that Odell, when he was on this team, was extremely dynamic, and he would get upset when he's not getting the ball either. That's what receivers are, because they have to depend on the quarterback to get the ball to him. But seeing already how Malik Nabers is featured as that number one playmaker, Devin Singletary looked good yesterday. You had other guys, not really any other guys at the wide receiver position in general, but Daniel Jones was, hey, wherever Malik Nabers is, I'm going there. And I feel like to have that trust in an offensive rookie already, a rookie in his first year, to have that type of, approach with him, you love to see it. And he's stepping up to the challenge. Now, looking at what the rest of the schedule holds, I don't think the first two opponents for him going against a cornerback were the strongest that he'll face. He's going to go against guys like Denzel Ward over there in Cleveland this upcoming week. We already know Trayvon Diggs and him already kind of have some type of, not beef, but, they already went to Twitter and went at it with each other on Twitter, man. And even look at it for the Eagles, man. Darius Slay is still, a decent cornerback in this league. But I don't think anyone, I'm going to be honest, I don't think anyone's going to be able to shut him down by themselves. We saw the Vikings already. They had Gilmore, and in the red zone, they were shading over a safety to stay on top of Malik Nabers. Already. This man didn't even do anything in his first game, and they already give him that respect because they know this guy is a baller. And I think, Giants fans and everyone around, as much as we're down about the season right now, we're down about the 0-2 start, we should be happy that Malik Nabers is on our squad. And we have another guy to root for that's going to be a star in New York. There's not too many that are bred to be a star in New York and can really, live up to their true potential. Sometimes it makes them crumble. And so far, Malik Nabers hasn't done that yet. So I'm excited to see what the future holds for him. And once again, Daniel Jones, Drew Lock, Tommy DeVito, get this man the ball. If there's anything I'm going to be rooting for this upcoming season, if we're going to lose a lot of games, I just want to see Malik Nabers make plays. And that's what we've seen so far in these first two games. And hopefully there's a lot more of it to come. If you're watching this video the day the video dropped, man, I will be live later tonight, 7 p.m. Make sure you pull up. We're just here to vent about the Giants season overall. And there's a couple other rookies I want to touch on. Not only Malik Nabers. I don't know if you guys seen about Andrew Phillips, but that's going to be another video coming soon, man. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Subscribe if you're new to the content, and I'll catch y'all. Peace.